friends, welcome back to another episode of Learn Wine, Love Wine. Today we're looking at Shiraz. Shiraz versus Syrah. Now, if you've watched the other two episodes, you may have figured out what's going on here. They're the same grape variety. The difference being style. And this episode will give you an idea of what to do when you see it written on the label. So Syrah is the original grape variety that came from northern Rhone, so the Rhone Valley in France. The two major regions it's famous for would be Hermitage being quite savoury and peppery, and Côte Rôtie, which often mixed with a little bit of white grape. It's co-fermented, Viognier. So the two together, you find it's a little bit more of a floral style of Syrah. So they are the two major regions. If you're looking for a good value Syrah from the Northern Rhone, try Crozes Hermitage, and you can start having an experience into that world. This area is a slightly more moderate, cooler climate in comparison to some of the other wines of the world. Therefore, it's slightly more medium to full-bodied. The tannins are a little bit higher, so you get a bit more structure, and also more well-known for its pepperiness, real peppery spice, savoury kind of flavours. In the 1800s, this got shipped along to Australia. Some of the oldest vines in the world are now in Australia. Turley Flats Shiraz is well known for having vines from the 1850s, I believe. Basically, the Shiraz there, the climate is much warmer, much hotter, and you find that if Shiraz, Syrah, grows over there in a hotter climate, you get much more full-bodied, the tannins are slightly softer, and you get sweeter kind of fruit, jammier, juicier, bolder, more luscious. So it's completely up to you what style you prefer. Have a think and play around, but they are the two differences. This is, as always, not a rule for everyone who bottles their wines, but around the New World, if you see Shiraz, and certainly 100% from Australia, it's going to be big and bold and jammy. But if you see Syrah on a label, then you're looking for something a little leaner and a little bit more peppery. So have a think yourself what sounds better. Today, I'm going to taste the Jim Barry, the Lodge Hill Shiraz from Australia. This I bought from Tesco's at an absolute steal of £7. I love Jim Barry. If you've never heard of Jim Barry, they make wines, the Armour, which I think sells for around £150, the McRae Wood, £35–40. These are some of the best wines coming out of Australia. There's a wine writer in the UK called Matthew Jukes. You can look on his website. He always does the 100 best wines of Australia every year and has different categories for wineries. This year, this was the number 5 out of his top 10 wineries in Australia, and in fact just 2 years ago it was mentioned the best winery of the year for him. So if that doesn't give you a little bit of credibility, I don't know what will. These wines have been going since about 1950, and they're in their 3rd generation, so this is a family-owned winery. They are based in Clare Valley. The famous region of Australia, especially for Shiraz, is Barossa Valley. If you go about an hour, slightly up north, you're going to find Clare Valley, and this is where this comes from, and this is where Jim Barry is based. What is incredible about this wine is for £7, this is their own fruit. This is estate fruit. They pick it. They know what's going on. They're not buying in anything that's kind of been left around. So you really get a wine of quality. I'm quite surprised to find it. So I'm going to crack this open and tell you a little bit more. So I'm expecting this to be quite big and juicy and bold. Okay, firstly, exactly what I would think. It seems has a fruit sweetness. Lots of blackcurrant, black cherry. Shiraz is known for black fruits and spiciness, and it's always going to be generally full-bodied or just a bit less. That's what you're looking for with a Shiraz. This has really sweet fruit and sweet spices like licorice, vanilla. And it's definitely really, really round and juicy, quite Mediterranean. I feel the fruit, the spices. This is definitely full body. I wouldn't quite say a fruit bomb, but really, really voluptuous. Actually, it's really lovely. The tannins are very soft. It's a dry wine, completely dry, but the fruit is very, very sweet. So it's really, really easy to drink. Probably a little bit too easy to drink and knock back. I warn you now. And the length isn't bad. It stays with you, it lingers a little bit. This is actually a fantastically well-made wine for £7. This is an absolute steal. I mean, for me, I'm going to cook tonight just a spaghetti bolognese, but with all the rosemary, with some basil, with some oregano, all those herbs. That's going to be fantastic with something like this, with the richness of adding in some wine and some beef stock and really a nice, luscious bolognese. Will do lovely with this. This is perfect for a barbecue. Smoked brisket, spicy sausages, any big meats. As I say, and we'll continue repeating, big wines, fruity wines, full-bodied wines need full-bodied, juicy, big flavours of food. So put this with a steak, put this with some grilled lamb, in a beef stew, and you are made. So let me know what you think. I've seen some comments so far. Add more comments. Is there any great varieties you want to know? If you've got any questions about Shiraz, this is just touching the surface. So either way, grab yourself a bottle of this. Legendary producer, absolute steal for the wine. Nice and tasty. The sun is still out, so we can definitely put some grills on the barbecue. Like, share, subscribe, and see you again for the next episode.